What's going on, everybody? So for today's video, what I'm going to go ahead and break down is what makes a food filling. Okay, so regardless of what kind of goal you may have, whether that be, maintain some muscle, drop some body fat, or you just want to be more satisfied with your eating intakes, the biggest thing that you need to look out for is what's going to keep you satisfied. What are the foods that are going to keep you nice and full so you don't eat too many calories and so that you don't have those cravings that you may get often. So what I went ahead and did is found the top 5 principles that you're going to want to look out for the foods that make you feel it, and I'm going to go through each one of them and how you can use it to find the right foods for that. Okay, so getting started here, the number one thing you're going to want to look for is energy density with your foods. So what does that mean? So what studies have actually found is that it's not always about eating the same amount of calories, it's really about eating the same volume of food. That's another thing that tells your brain that you're satisfied and you've eaten enough. Okay, so example of that is you can eat something small like a chocolate bar, get about 200, 250 calories. That's not going to keep you satisfied at all. But if you eat the same amount of calories in spinach or in potatoes, you're going to be way more full just because it takes up more space. All right, so the main thing is you're going to find something with a lot of volume. Okay, so it's been found that the things with the most the least energy density are going to be foods that are low in fat and high in water. Of course, because water is something that takes up space, and fat is something that's really calorie dense, so you're going to want to avoid that. So energy density is number one for sure. Next, we're going to have something that's super common. That's just finding foods that have higher protein. Over 20% is ideal for that. And it's been found in a few studies too that animal protein is one of those things that are more satisfying than plant protein. And the reason for that is that there's actually a few gut peptides that are activated from animal protein. One is called GLP-1 and the other one is peptide YY. So without getting too much into the science of that, GLP-1 is one of the peptides that does have an effect on your brain. It slows down gastric emptying of your stomach, so it slows down the digestion rate, and it actually helps you in terms of just keeping your body, your blood sugar levels lower for a longer period of time. So it was specifically found in the studies I looked at that animal protein is the key thing for that. So of course your beef, your chicken, fish as well is going to have a lot of it. So find those, and that's going to keep you more satisfied. Now, number 3 is going to be dietary fiber. Okay, so the biggest thing with dietary fiber is fiber is one of those things that decreases the energy density and increases the volume, meaning it's going to make it thicker, like things like oatmeal, other thick foods that have a lot of fiber in them, and it's going to really slow down the digestion of it because it's hard to break down. So long story short, anything that slows down digestion and it just takes up more space is naturally going to make you more satisfied. So dietary fiber is another key thing to look out for. Found in a lot of carbs, so that's the best place to find that there. Now next, something that might be a little surprising is actually long chain fatty acids. That was another big thing that I found keeps people satisfied. So in general, fats are the least satisfying macronutrient that you're going to find, but long chain, like the longer the chain, meaning medium chain triglycerides and long chain triglycerides, those things are pretty good for keeping your body more satisfied in terms of its satiety, because it was found that with these, medium and long chain fatty acids are great for keeping your appetite suppressed for the next 0 to 4 hours after consumption. So it's actually found that the longer the chain does induce the length of time it's going to take for it to kick in and for it to prolong that satiety. So it found that the medium chain triglycerides, it was pretty quick in terms of right after eating, when the satiety would kick in, but it wouldn't last as long as a long chain fatty acid, which took a little longer to kick in, but lasted a little bit longer as well. So again, you're gonna grab anything like your unsaturated fats, anything with long chain fatty acids in it. That's actually gonna help you stay satisfied a lot longer as well. So great thing is salmon, fatty fish, and then even some supplements if you got those too. Okay, so that's number 4. And then for the last one, this one might surprise a lot of you. It's actually capsaicinoids. So if you've never heard of that and you don't know what that is, it's the compound that makes food spicy. And this is another huge thing that I found personally, and I've done a lot of research on too to see as to what makes people more satisfied with their food. So the main reason for this is really just the physiological effects of eating spicy food. So you can eat any random food, throw some hot sauce on it, throw some peppers, throw anything like that. What that does is it's going to cause a certain reaction in your body, as I'm sure you've all experienced before, in your stomach, which will cause things like minor bloating, gastrointestinal pain a little bit. Your stomach's going to feel a certain way. And what that does is it actually does send signals to your brain to, of course, stop eating, because there's a whole nother physiological reaction going on that takes precedence over eating right now. So that's why capsaicinoids, just throwing any type of hot sauce, any type of spicy compound on your food, is a quick and flavorful way to really help out your satiety there. So overall, these are the top 5 things you're gonna want to look for. If you are looking for a little more and seeing what are some great food examples that have a mixture of all of these things, go ahead and check out my next video. I'm gonna set that up there. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. I'll have some more great content coming for you guys real soon.